Oh man, it's just one of those nights, isn't it? It's hot, it's humid. A patch went out today. Things aren't working right for everybody. Welcome to Langley as we are into the final rounds of the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series. Hello again, everybody. I'm Gary Gotso with RaceVerse coverage of tonight's event. It has been one of those nights. We're going to have probably one of the smaller fields of the league or the series so far this year, due in part mainly to the patch release that went out tonight or today. For a lot of folks, it was in the neighborhood of 9 gigabytes, which is pretty substantial. So trying to get things squared away here. We were having stream issues, not necessarily me, but Control Center. We just were streaming also live tonight from Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin with the Reddit IndyCar League at Road America. We just got flipped on live here just in the nick of time. It's Pruitt, Lemieux, Rogers, Harrelson, Payne, Ely, Papanow, Hayes, Lewis, Brinkley, Peyton, DeMeester, and well, no, that's not me. That's another thing that happened tonight. Is iRacing has this thing, or just out of habit, I always click register, and yeah, I can't back out of that, and it's just an annoying thing that, so I am now going to be a participant tonight. I'm going to add to the car count, even though I will not be fielding anything tonight. iRacing needs to get that fixed. It makes it impossible for you to back out of a session. It says, hey, you're in it, so you withdraw. No, you're still in it. Whatever. So I'm going to be holding up this session, apparently. But we see everybody gritting up. This is Langley. It is a very short track, as you see. We are going to have 10 laps of cycle 2 to the front here. There we go. Richard Pruitt, number 24, and the Jeff Gordon Pepsi throwback livery there. Last week's winner, Tim Rogers, wanted to get a move on here. I think well, actually, you know why? He is actually going to be the shotgun driver. So he has to go to the back. That's right, he won last week, so he goes to the back. I found out his nickname is T-Bone. I don't know if I should use that, but I might hear it a couple times tonight. The interesting things that you learn when you hang out on their Facebook page. Give me a little bit more volume here from the racetrack here in Virginia. So what we're going to have is 2 10-lap feature events, or 2 heat races, excuse me, for the 175 feature later tonight. As we are getting ready to go green, Langley is a .395 oval, 6 degrees and banking into turns, 4 degrees on the straights, and we are underway. And the 3 rounds to go here in the championship, and we're already spinning in the back. I think it's Harrelson going around. No yellow on that one, but we are still back underway. Pruitt under the yellow line. Ah, look who's coming on the top side. There's Andrew Payne. Also challenging Kyle Ely. Eli? I'm going to say Eli. He's in the set, that black 77. Oh, and he gets it to the back of Rich. Oh, and we are just bending up all over the place at the front of the field. Oh, my goodness. And we are definitely going yellow that way, and I'm not quite sure who is the leader. We're going to have to get things straightened out by timing and scoring, as we are now under caution with 2 laps complete. Caution laps do not count. Not counting any heat races, that is. When the heat races are over and we get into the 5-minute warm-up period, we will show you the schedule for the remainder of the year, the point situation, as we are getting down to championship weekend or championship week rather, in Nashville. Speaking of Nashville, new racetrack released today with iRacing, the Nashville Super Speedway. IndyCar fan, kind of excited about that. IndyCar has raced there until about 2011. 1.33 mile oval super speedway. Says it right in the name. But we are under caution here at Langley. Built in 1950. Guy's been around a while. Hampton, Virginia. Currently hosts K&N Pro Series on the East Coast there, Wayland Modified Tour, Southern Modified Tour, some late models. So it looks like Pruitt's going to maintain the lead, followed by Payne, Ely, Hayes, Lewis, Lemieux, Brinkley, Payton, Papanow, Rogers, DeMeester, and Harrelson. Harrelson does have the purple lap at a 16.163. Like Ely and Rogers have already opted to pit on lap 3, so they are, I don't know if they're going for new tires or what. The field settles down. They're going to go to 2 wide, restart here. Race control. Currently showing Gazzo in 13th, 2 laps down. If I was in this thing for real, it would be a lot more than that, I tell you right there. Green flag in the air, Richard Pruitt, Andrew Payne, and Action Jackson barreling into turn 1 there. Jackson sporting in a little bit of damage on the front, and we are back around again. It looks like maybe John DeMeester. Yes. Ooh. A little General Lee in there in the infield. And yeah, and just take the frustration out on the cone. Don't blame you. Not sure what happened. Let's go back in time a little bit and take a look there. Just comes around on his own, looks like. Yep. Underbraking. It happens. It happens. So we still have 8 to go here in this first of 2 heat races before moving on to the night's feature, 175 laps. Seven to go. Anybody at home has any suggestions for lower back pain? I'm all ears. That's the other thing I've been dealing with tonight. For some reason, wake up in the morning, it's like, what the heck? And all of a sudden, you have no idea how you did it, but man, you are in some pain. But we're sweating this one out. We're going to sit here and watch this all night long with you guys. That's right, it's the Race First coverage of the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil. And there's Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series here at Langley. We have 2 rounds to go after this. We're going to the road course. Then we actually are going to have a week off, I believe. We'll look at the schedule. And then we'll move on to the championship round there at Nashville Fairgrounds. Currently showing Pruitt, Payne, Ely, Hayes, Lewis, Lemieux, Brinkley, Payton. Currently as the leaders here. Actually not, that's right. We'll sort that out again. It's Pruitt, Lewis, Payne, Brinkley, Lemieux, Papanow, Payton, Hayes, Harrelson. There's Ely. Rogers. The Meester. That Godso dude. Let me know if you want to see me in a super late model. I don't think that's a good idea, actually, rather. We're getting ready to go into green, single file restart. 6 to go after this. Action Jackson on the outside, looking for the inside now on turn 1. Down to the yellow line. Getting a great run off on Richard Pruitt. Has to check up a little bit. Here comes Payne. Right behind him is Brinkley. Jackson's got a good run right here in the middle of the corner. Watch. Wow. He just has no place to go. Especially with Payne on the outside, and he's starting to nudge Pruitt a little bit. Oh, we're going to get 3 wide coming to the start-finish line. And Brinkley's going to sneak through. And we are spinning in the back. There is Papanow. Okay, the paint job is unscathed. Whew. Let's go back in time, see what happened. We got 4 to go here, but we line them up again. Yeah, he's probably feathering the throttle right now, watching all this in front of him. He's like, and he gets a little help from the 9, Sean Hayes. I don't know if that's necessarily malicious or not. Could be a racing deal. Although sometimes when you're in the cockpit, those racing deals don't really like racing deals, if you ask me. As a victim of that, well, looks like 9 is going to get an EOL out of that one, so it's not a racing deal. So Blaze Brinkley in the well, he's actually 924 in your programs, but actually number 11 on your screen, followed by Mr. Race First Andrew Payne in the 93, and Richard Pruitt there in the 24. When we do go green, we will go green with 3 to go. At one point, this place was known as Dude Ranch Speedway. I think I like Langley a little bit better. Although, to be honest, Langley just kind of reminds me more of the FBI, or the CIA, rather, and a little less of a racetrack, but that's another part of the neighborhood, so to speak. All right, we're going to get ready to go green next time by, as the field is under the control of Brinkley behind the iRacing pace truck. Pace truck is off. Field is under the command of Brinkley. Going green. Big jump. Going to separate himself from Payne. Payne's going to see if we can run him down, but we are side by side back here for P3 between Pruitt and Lewis, who are bumping and banging. Hey, look who's back into the mix here. Here's Harrelson, who got bumped on that first lap. Oh, Pruitt runs Lewis all the way up to the wall, gets the position back. Lewis loses the position to Harrelson. Harrelson is now in P4. This is really where the action is right now. We'll send you right up front here because we are getting ready to go white flag here soon. We are there right now. Into turn 3, into turn 4. Blaze is hot tonight already, off to a good start as he wins Heat 1. Payne, Pruitt, Harrelson, and Lewis will be your top 5. But let's line them up for Heat Race number 2. Leo Lortz in the 108 Loop Transport. He is sitting there on the pole to start this second of 2 heat races, 10 laps. It's Lortz, Cox, Fleury, Witt, Gandy. Gandy was doing a lot of practice laps in the practice session leading up to qualifications. Darling, Henry, Kosek, Cottle, Hahn, Beasley, Hahn, and Lothian. Or Lothan. Again, apologies. Many times over. Really not much difference on these camera angles really here at this new... these short tracks don't really have a lot of spots where you can anchor a good camera. Let's put it that way. We'll try to give you the best shots. There is Nick Fleury in the 3rd spot there. He will actually make his final start for me and my IndyCar team next week at Michigan in our final oval race in the TI IndyCar Series. And I just want to thank him for showing up. He's been a big part of the team. Anybody else watching wants to try some IndyCar racing? Let me know. Get back up front as we're getting ready to go green. Pull under Lortz. Lortz is going to get a huge jump out of this one. Green flag as Lortz, Cox, and Fleury in the 1. Fleury gets underneath Cox. He's going to have the run coming off a 2, and he is clearing the backstretch. Cox ends up actually losing some ground, maybe has some wheel spin. There is Skip Gandy, who was working all practice long. Is it paying off? He's on the bumper of Fleury. Oh no, he gets a little loose coming off a 3. He gathers it around, but he's got to check up a little bit. It's going to allow Cox to get back on his bumper. He still has the position, but he lost some ground to Fleury. Fleury underneath Lortz. Lortz. It's probably Lortz, and I've been saying his name wrong the entire season. Safe to say Leo is probably his first name. I'm probably saying that right. Anyways, Nick in the turns 1 and 2, getting down to that yellow line, helping it to help rotate his car a little bit. Ooh, getting a good run in the middle of 3 and 4 is Gandy. And he's still within reaching distance here. We are still green, even though showing yellow at the top of my timing and scoring there. Pretty much single file all the way back to about P11 there. 5 laps ago, now 4 laps ago, rather. Gandy full sending it in there, trying to make up some room. Wants to get that really good starting spot for the for the feature. He's right there. Getting down there under that yellow line, trying to get the shortest way around. It's one of those tracks necessarily that the bottom line is not the fastest line because of the way it's banked. You see it's slightly banked there. I believe it's 6 degrees of banking between the apron and the racetrack surface there. Final lap coming around for turn 2 into turns 3 and 4 will be your heat race number 2 winner, Nick Fleury, as we were bottling up in the back there, not sure what happened. All right. You're going to go warming up here. And while we do that, let's take a look at the remainder of the schedule for the season. Boom, there it is. As you see tonight, we are in Langley Speedway or at Langley Speedway for 175 laps. Next week should be a fun one, in my opinion. Our one and only road course of the season, going to Lime Rock Park, 35 laps. Actually, it should be a pretty fast evening. No cautions, only be local cautions. Unlike watching Sonoma in the NASCAR race, was it this weekend, last weekend? Yeah, every little thing they decided they want to throw a caution, and you don't really need to do that on a road course, really. But local cautions, hopefully, will be a quick race. We'll see how these guys do, not only turning left, but turning right. Not very many opportunities to pass on that track. There's a long front straight coming into the Sam Posey curve there. Which is a right-hand sweeper, kind of a double apex right-hander. Comes into a small straight into a series of left and right, then onto the back straight. Depending on what configuration they're using, either they've got a chicane there as they're going to, at the end of the back straight, that turns them right up into the uphill into the track again. At the top of the hill, they go right again, downhill into another fast right. But the passing opportunities there at Langley at Lime Rock are pretty few and far between. So we're going to see who can keep their car underneath them and out of trouble for the most time. There's Payne, a little sideways going into turn 1 there. And you didn't see that because we're still showing you the standings there, but or the schedule. Which we answer. Let's get on to the standings. So there's your standings. 420 points is your leader, Brett Hahn, with 2 wins this season. Nothing recently, but been super consistent. Josh Cottle, P2, 27 points back. Andrew Payne, 30 points back, so still within striking distance of P2 there is Andrew. Josh Cottle does have 2 wins this season. Moving up at the 4th spot is Tim Rogers with his win last week. He's now 51 points out. He has a slight margin over Eric Papanow, who is 52 out. And he has a slight margin over P6 David Payton, 57 points out. P7 with 1 win this season, Nick Fleury, 71 points out. Let's see. Mike Witt, P8, 102 out. Dan Parmalee, I don't see in tonight's lineup. It's 124 out. Harrelson, 134 out. So I see Hahn in the lineup. I see Cottle in the lineup. Payne in the lineup. Rogers in the lineup. Papin in the lineup. Payton in the lineup. Fleury in the lineup. Witt is in the lineup. So no Parmalee. Harrelson will probably make up some room on Parmalee tonight. And we might have a new addition to the top 10 depending on who is in P11. So we will see that possibly next week with Dan Parmalee missing tonight's event. And I'm not seeing him, so double checking my timing and scoring. Don't want to speak out of turn. as we're about a minute to go here in the 5-minute warm-up before we line up for tonight's feature. Other winners this season include Sean Hayes, who won at Lanier, Jackson Lewis, who is in tonight's lineup at Irwindale and North Wilkesboro, and Dylan Canova at Southern National. Hayes, I believe Hayes and Canova are, oh, Hayes is, yeah. He is currently 4th fastest right now. Canova is not in the lineup tonight. We got 40 seconds left before we go racing. Again, thank you for joining us. This is the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil and their Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series from Langley Speedway. If you just joined us by watching the RaceVerse Reddit IndyCar League coverage at Road America, thank you very much. It is simulcast night tonight and tomorrow night on RaceVerse. Join me tomorrow night as I will be broadcasting also from Road America as the Reddit IndyCar League's Daredevil Turbo Series will be having their race at Road America. Should be a 20-lapper. Should be good. Session is done. Let's line them up. Let's get back to coverage on the track. All in all, talking with the admins before the start of tonight's race, they are actually pretty happy with the way they're actually telling me that they are expecting a small car count, but I would imagine looking at that we got 26, 25 cars actually, because I'm not lining up. And that's Blake, and I'm not sure if Blake actually is lined up, but 24 cars really still. It's a pretty good showing for this league. If you like really what you see here and you're watching from home, search up the American Sim Racing Club on iRacing. Apply to join the league. They have a Facebook page that you want to try to find. Just do a search on Facebook, search them out. They don't have a Discord server or anything like that, but you can probably find them on Facebook. Great community. You can get involved there. And got 2 races to go. If you're a road course ace, you can join them next week at Lime Rock. If you're an oval ace, you can join them at Nashville for their finale here in about 3 weeks. And then that will be the conclusion of their inaugural season. We want to thank them for allowing us to be a part of their inaugural season. It has been a long haul, learned a lot. Seen some really good racing. Hope we got a chance to bring you guys at home some good entertainment. So first of 2 pace laps before we get underway. See, we're in the south, little bit of sweet tea. Brinkley is the pole sitter. He will have command of the field here very shortly as the pace truck dips off onto pit road. Okay, I think we're having an extended caution here. Could have gone green that time, unless I'm mistaken. Get a word from race control on this one. See what happened. Okay. Yep. And yeah, you did a great job there. Actually, admin says I'm going to give you extra pace laps to tell you the lineup. So yes, the lineup is Brinkley, Fleury, Payne, Gandy, Pruitt, Cox, Harrelson, Kosick, Ely, but I'm showing him possibly not lined up. I will see Witt, Payton, Cottle, Lewis, Beasley, Rogers last week winner, Lortz, Lemieux, Darling, Papanow, Brett Hahn, John Demeester, Nathan Henry, Sean Hayes, and Eric Hahn in 24th spot. Now we're going to go green. Now we're racing. Green flag in the air. Brinkley in the lead going into 1. Yeah, helpful if you read the notes sent to you by Race Control. There we go. Timing and scoring is showing an accurate green line there, showing we are now under caution already. And I believe I'm seeing the Meester is probably, yeah, he's right back to the pit. So some issue happened. Let's go back in time. Oh, yeah. I think Tony Hawk will be proud as he grinds the he gets it a little bit into the side of Brett the Jet. They bang doors and, oh, wow. The Meester is almost an innocent bystander there. Oh, goodness. Well, mistakes happen, but he had the reset. He's going to get the tow, and that's going to put him a couple of laps down. I'm going to see how that affects Brett. Is he going to get put to the rear on that one? This is your points leader. Already points drama to start this thing off. Currently in 20th position and showing damage there on that Flying Tigers. And he's now, we actually fast forward back to live coverage, and he is actually in the pits now, probably getting some work done. So he will, without the EOL, cycle to the back to restart here at the end of the line. So we are 5 of now 175 in, not too far into this race. Again, iRacing gives way too many yellow flag laps on short tracks. Needs to be a way to kind of control that a little bit as a feature that iRacing can possibly allow. I don't know. Because there's really no damage, oil, parts, whatnot to clean up on the racetrack. It's not like he knocked down the fence. But it is just, I don't want to say bonus points, but bonus for Brinkley getting to lead some laps here. Actually, in the Indy 500, whether, I don't know if any people knew, very many people know this outside of Indianapolis, or if you're an IndyCar fan, every single lap pays something. So at any time that you get a chance to lead a lap in the Indy 500, there's a company or local member of the community or something that sponsors a lap. I'm not sure how much it costs, what the outlay is, but yeah, that person will get money for leading that lap. So, don't know if they do that here in super late model racing or not. That's every lap. You know, I could see how they would sponsor it halfway or something like that. No, but every lap of the 500 is actually sponsored by somebody. So, getting ready to go green, resetting the field, double file restart. Under the command of Brinkley, good start. Right, no turn 1 as a leader. Right behind him is Nick Fleury with Andrew Payne on the outside and Drew Cox on the inside. Skip Gandy there, and we are caution again. Let's see, Papanow and Beasley as two that were falling back rapidly. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. Aha. Let's get a better camera angle on this. 59 now, a little checking up, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Papanow, good move, good dodging there, saves the paint job. There's last week's winner, Tim Rogers, right there in the tail end of the field. Like he's trying to play it safe today. Don't blame him here in this short track. They're already banging and beating. Oh, and Leo just kind of pops right in there. We'll get back to live TV here. So unfortunately, that's going to cost Beasley some track position. But we are back under caution again. Brinkley's like, yep, I'll just keep leading them this way. Brinkley, Fleury, Cox, Gandy, Kosick, Payne, Harrelson, Pruitt, Lewis, and Witt are your top 10. Still very early here. It's the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series of the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil. As we are 13 of 175 into this event. Still a long way to go. Sean Hayes up 9 spots in this short amount of time already. I think we've maybe had 3 green flag laps, 4 green flag laps, and he is up 9. Nathan Henry in the 59 is up 6. Action Jackson is up 4. That's Jackson Lewis in the 7. Cox up 3. Kosick up 3. Darling up 3. Got some folks going in the opposite direction there. Payne down 3. Pruitt down 3. Beasley down 5, but a lot of that is due to the spin. That's fine. He'll recover. Showing a number of cars out already. Showing a 77 out as well. The Meester is out. Han is out. Wow. So getting ready to go green here. I don't know if they're under the just getting some repairs done, but Brinkley will bring them into one. We'll check out Skip Gandy here. Kosick in the 41, but he's actually got the number 2 on the side of his car. Down underneath Gandy is now Harrelson. Yeah, that is Josh Kosick. Now, I have a friend that actually has his name spelled the same, and he says Kosick. So I guess it depends on where you are in the world and how you want it said. But he is sporting a number 2 versus the 41. That might be, he might have a sim painted car. Or a custom painted car, excuse me, with a custom number on it. Hey, he's getting a look underneath Cox. Right on by. Up to P2. If you're watching, feel free to interact with us in chat here. We'd love to talk to you. This is race first coverage of the American Sim Racing Club event here tonight. We cover the Reddit IndyCar League and the Reddit IndyCar League Daredevil Series, which is our PM18 league. Kind of a feeder series. We also cover BMW League on Thursday nights, as well as the American Sim Racing Club here on Wednesdays. And then the Formula Indy Series on Tuesdays. I get to broadcast that. As we completed an event at Montreal, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Moving on to Spa for a Formula One throwback event. We watched the leaders. Take a look and see what battles we have on the racetrack now that we want to take a look at. Let's go back here to P5 and 6. That's Harrelson and Jackson. It's the battle of the sevens. The 07 and D7. There's David Payton looking for a way around this group. Lewis going to get the position, and that's going to cost Harrelson as he's going to float on back. And he is now sideways going into turn 2, and he collects Payne. Are we on yellow yet? Have not gone yellow. Oh, Papanow around. Now we're just binding up all sorts in the back, and yeah, now we're going to go yellow. Now we had Brett Hahn involved in that one. That was just, that was just a mess. Just a mess. Goodness, let's go back. We saw, I want to see where they were binning up with our leader here, our points leader, championship leader. I think they're just all collecting. Yeah, they were just all kind of slowing down because they saw Papanow going around, and they were all checking up. There's Payne off into the grass there, and yeah, they're checking up. And oh, Cottle comes right down into trying to avoid. It's not malicious there, just trying to avoid Papanow. Collects Brett, and now Brett is. It's been a long night for him already, and we are only 30 of 175 in. I'm telling you, it is one of those nights, folks. Field is under command of the pace truck here once again here. Getting ready to go green here. And we're back underway. And it looks like Josh is not going to waste any time really here with Brinkley, and he is going to try to get this position as soon as he can. Doesn't look like the high side is really working right now. Good battle right here. Knox just kind of moves over, lets him go. Probably not a bad idea. Another good battle on the racetrack. Hayes and Gandy. currently pretty much single file all the way around. Let's head up to race first airship high above the track here, give you an idea kind of what it looks like. Here's Nick Fleury and David Payton. Andrew Pruitt right behind him. Chuck Darling right behind him. Starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here. That's good. Get back up front there. There are your three leaders kind of breaking away. Just letting the racing action speak for itself here. Let's take a look at some speeds going on right now. Last time by 16.4, 16.4, 16.3 by Lewis. Looks slightly faster. Looks like he is currently. Him and Hayes are the fastest two on the racetrack at the moment. Apatow is doing pretty good back there in P13. This is really the battle, though. We want to keep it up front here. Cycle through. Best lap so far turned already. Brinkley does have the purple lap at a 15.990. Currently turned to 16.4 last time by. Another 16.4 that time by. Very consistent. Here's the speed you're looking at. If you generally want to know what a 15-second lap is, it's 81 miles per hour. As we get a pass for P2 by Jackson Lewis. Most everyone is in the, at least in the 79 mile per hour bracket. But Brinkley, the only one in the 81. Use your gaps to the leader. Now the lap count's starting to tick down. 50 laps down. Coming to 51 this time by. It might start taking a look through the field here as things start to settle down quite a bit. Your leader is Blaze Brinkley, who's led pretty much the entire night. Right behind him is Jackson Lewis. The action man has moved his way up 11 spots in the P2. That is John Kosick. He is in the 41, but it says the 2 there on the side. He is in P3. Previous winner, Sean Hayes, there. And P4. By himself. Right behind him, Drew Cox, P5, pretty much by himself. Leading a bit of a small train, but starting to break away a little bit is Skip Gandy there in P6. Nick Fleury. Leading a group that includes Peyton, Cottle, and Darling. Right behind Darling, Harrelson. Kind of recovering from a early spin in the heat races. Right behind him is Papano, or P11, or P12. Battle right here. Somewhat recovered is Brett Hahn. He's up 7 spots. Went ahead and changed those tires already, it looks like. Probably not a bad idea, but he's going to be stuck with the very worn tires. He's going to have track position when everyone else has a stop. Hey, let's go back up front a little bit more. Darling looking underneath Fleury as Peyton got around Fleury. Peyton got around Cottle, and he's now set sail as he slides up just a little bit there to turn 1 entrance. Turn 2 down to the yellow line, and we are under caution, and it looks like Lemieux. We have an issue with Lemieux and the 40. Good little run. Let's pick it back up here. What happened to Lemieux? Down the front stretch here. Oh, okay, so Rogers and Pruitt got into it, and that was just him trying to check up to avoid it. So, unfortunately, another innocent bystander there. And now we have the field under caution at lap 61. Do we have any takers for pit road? Might be a bit early. Might be a bit early. About 20 laps, 25 laps from halfway, so might be a bit early for people to take a dive. Might see some people take a gamble here. Apparently only showing 1 car in the pits though, actually 2 cars. Eric Hahn, John the Meester showing in the pits. They might have extended pit stops, not sure, but they're not showing them. They're showing out in timing and scoring, but they're still showing as active pit stops in another timing and scoring stream. So very slowly, we're back under caution here at lap 62, now starting 63 of 175. So getting close to halfway, about 20 laps from that point. Some folks have stopped to get new tires already. Payne has. I believe that's it. Lap 62. Lemieux has pitted, and he has put on new tires. The only 2 drivers to have pitted. Ready to go green here. As we line them up and build some lingering smoke here in the haze, the humidity of the south. It's kind of humid up here in the north here. Indiana is, whew, not a good time of the year to have no air conditioning, I'll tell you that. Oh, great jump. Pace car was barely off the track. Brinkley back under power. Jackson Lewis taking a look on the outside. Not going to be able to get the position. Josh going to hold him up. Underneath is going to be Sean Hayes. Sean Hayes has the shortest way around. We are cautioned again on the racetrack. Oh, no. I believe it's our points leader. Something happened. Let's see what happened. Oh, more of the same. More of the same. Andy gets a little squirrely. Oh, yeah, that is almost an exact repeat of what happened before. Wow. Wow. Brett must be feeling like a ping pong. And I don't know if he's upset at Gandy there. I don't think Gandy did anything wrong necessarily. I don't think he's upset at Gandy, really. To me, period. Just a long night, getting longer right now. Look at all that haze. So I think, oh, okay, so Gandy is going to be falling to the rear here, as looks like race control will be giving him the EOL on this one. He's accepted responsibility for that incident. Bummer. That's all right, still more than half the race to go. Might be maybe a good time to gamble, stop and get those tires, and then get some track position, if it's worth it right now. Field checking up on the front stretch there, as timing and scoring sorts out the field. So we have Brinkley, Kosick, Hayes, Lewis, Cox, Payton, Fleury, Cottle, Harrelson, and Darling. Brett, even though he's had a bit of a rough night, has made his way up to P11 as our points leader right there. Remind you of the point situation. There it is. Josh Cottle in P2, as we'll put the camera on him. He is in a position where he is higher than the current leader and is looking to probably make up some ground. Time is running out. Go back to the points real quick. 27-point deficit, so time is running out, only 2 races to do it. Also involved in that points battle is Andrew Payne, who is also had a bit of a rough night. He is back at 19th. 1 to green, as now we are at lap 70, coming to 71, coming quickly to the halfway point. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's the Frito-Lay Super Late Model Series of the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil. And we are back under green. Brinkley, Kosick, Hayes, Lewis, Cox in the 1, down the backstretch, going in the 3. Field is quickly starting to get themselves organized. Josh is getting a bit of getting there. He's full send, and he's like he's getting rotating much better in the center of the corner than Brinkley. See if he can get a good run here. They're starting to separate a little bit from P3, not too much. See that stretch out there as they're both able to get off the corner a little bit faster than Hayes. Okay. Top 4 have started to move away. Hey, there's Dave Payton moving into P5. He goes around Cox. Underneath Cox is Fleury. There we go, Fleury underneath. Ah, getting really close. No contact. Fleury gets the position. Here comes Cottle now looking on Cox. Keep it here. At championship implications here as E2 in the championship, looking to make his way up further into the top 10, currently P8. Throwing caution to the wind, running the 13. Back up front. We are past the halfway point now. We're on the downside of the event here. Want to see what it's like inside the car here? Let's see if we can get onto the in-car camera here of our leader, Blaze Brinkley. There we go. They're very gently getting into that, very gently rolling into it. I don't think he ever not unturns that steering wheel. I think it's turned the entire time. Get dizzy yet? Still showing 21 cars on the lead lap, all the way back to Leo and P21 there. Peyton's moved up to P5 as he's gotten around Lewis. Is now kind of by himself. Actually, each one of the top 5 is really kind of by himself. The closest two are your first two in the running here, P1, P2, and Brinkley is quickly coming up on lap traffic. Let's take a look there at the end of the pack there. There's Leo with Richard Pruitt right in front of him. Richard Pruitt having a rough night, started 5th, down 15 spots in the 20th. Still halfway to go, though. Time to recover. You got to think the next caution, though, that a good number of these guys are going to come into pit road. Comes the leader. We'll keep it here on the 108 of Loop Transport. Sponsored black liveried car here, as the leader is there. Leo's going to let him on by as he takes to the high side, maintains his line. Keeps the door open for Josh underneath and the P at the exit of 4. Pulls that off. So he is now a lap down to the field. Back up to Richard Pruitt. Now has the leader on his 6. Fighting does not want to go a lap down. He is holding his line, and Blaze is letting him know, I am there. Okay, we got a trying to for some cars here. I believe we got trying to find Lewis on the racetrack right now. Here's P21. Wow. Jackson Lewis is in the pits. I don't know if he's had a connection DC issue or what, but all of a sudden he is done. Wow. All right, so one of the early contenders is, I don't know if DC'd or done for the night. I didn't see any, there was obviously no caution. Here comes Brinkley on the back end of Michael Lemieux here. Brinkley makes his way around. So let's quickly, as we are coming to the, Gandy, one of the early leaders as well, has fallen back a little bit to P17. He also lists the leader around. Let's go through the field while we are approaching the 100 lap mark. It's Brinkley, and there is Kosick in P2. P3, Sean Hayes. Right behind him is David Payton. There's Josh Cottle. 2 wins under his belt this season. I believe he said this is not one of his favorite tracks. Well, he is showing people otherwise. There is Chuck Darling in the double 8 there. Apatow moving on up in the P7. Looking good. There is Brett the Jet, despite all of his off-road incidents in Turn 4. Still maintaining a top 10 position in P8. That is good news for his championship run. Seth Harrelson in a bit of a battle back here with some, I believe those are lap cars. That's Leo and Pruitt. P10 is Nick Fleury. There's Nick Fleury. Come on, Nick Fleury. Get on my camera here. There is Nick Fleury. P11 is the 26 of Mike Witt. He is sporting that throwback to Darrell Waltrip's Mountain Dew car. Right behind him, oh, Pruitt up into the wall. I think he's just getting out of the way. Right behind Witt is Payne. Payne not having a great night, needs to maintain that pace with the leaders in the points championship. Same thing with, all 3 of these guys really are in the top 10. Witt, Fleury, and Payne. Nathan Henry in the 59 there in 13th. Drew Cox falling back quite a bit in 14th position in that 63. Jamie Beasley in P15. Down 1 spot from where he started. Here's T-Bone. He is 1 spot, actually a lap down now, and is 2 spots down from where he started. Here's Skip Gandy and P18 Leo and P19 Richard Pruitt. We've seen these guys already, so it's kind of flipping through them real quick. In P20, and still showing Eric in the pits. Wheel spinning. Okay. So I believe we got 20 cars left running on the track. There is our leader, marred in traffic. That's Beasley. Beasley's looking for a way around Cox. Cox kind of moves up out of the way, letting the leaders through. Beasley is going to go with. Now Brinkley going around Beasley, put Beasley a lap down. Right in his tire tracks is Kosick. And they've broken away a little bit from Sean Hayes sitting there in P3. He is 3 seconds back, really, from the leader. Yeah, 4 seconds from the leader, 3 seconds from P2. 112 of 175 in the books. Oh, we got a good battle. We got a good battle brewing right here. The 3-way battle. Hayes, Payton, Cottle. Let's get it back on Payton here, because these guys are in traffic. Might present an opportunity that one of these guys are going to want to pounce on. Cottle trying to set it in there. Get underneath David, let him know he's there. They're clearing the lap traffic. That's going to help out. Hayes and Payton. Cottle's cleared now. Oh, good run for Payton off of turn 2. Getting a good look on the exit of 4, down under the yellow line, trying to get that drive off. use that apron to help that car rotate. Brinkley still with that purple lap of a 15.990, and that's not going to get any better until they get new tires on, if they get new tires on. Currently turning laps at 16.8. Not too bad, really. It's just a second slower. There's Peyton getting the run on the inside of Hayes, gets the position, and he's now up to P3. Looking to get Cox a lap down there. Cox started up front and is kind of rapidly falling back. Not sure if he's had some damage or maybe just not his favorite track, or the tires have just gotten away from him. I've been there before, man. Trust me, I've been there. I am an oval specialist when it comes to IndyCar, but man, there's a couple ovals that I am not good at. Milwaukee, that's one of them. Back in the old IndyCar Racing 2 days, Nazareth got cursed a lot by me, as well as Phoenix. Although Phoenix, the way it drives now, I'm a big fan of Phoenix. Either version, really. I prefer the Legacy version because that's traditional Phoenix, and this open dog leg stuff. But this is the battle on the racetrack we want to watch. Closest battle currently in the top 10. Let's check out Hayes, who's going back a little bit. Here's another battle, side by side, banging doors with Darling. Is he going to want to return that a little bit? Yeah, he's there. He's going to force the issue. I don't think Darling's going to like that. Darling's going to try to pinch him down to the yellow line or give him room. Maybe he will. Discretion is a better part of valor, and we recover to try again another day. But hey, Papanow is not showing any discretion. He says, I'm going to take that position. Right behind him is Eric Hahn in the 71 there, the points leader. You know, with the release of Nashville Super Speedway, kind of the last of the big tracks that Papanow bumping into the back end of Hayes there. We'll watch this battle. Kind of the last of the big super speedways, really, that hasn't been released by iRacing. There's some other tracks I can think of. If you can think of your favorite track that you'd like to see in the game, go ahead and put it in chat. I think for ovals, that is, there's a couple of road courses that we'd still like to see. IndyCar-wise, Toronto, St. Pete, Portland, those three for sure. If they could somehow do Cleveland, the airport there, that'd be awesome. But oval-wise, there really aren't very many ovals left that that are not been raised. Papanow looking on the side of Hayes here. Nazareth, that meant me in one. Nazareth is in shambles for the most part. Disney World, Walt Disney World Speedway has actually been flattened completely. I believe there might be some remnants of that, but nothing to scan. Pikes Peak International is still one of those that they could possibly get in there and scan, and that would be a good track. Problem is, none of the major series rather go there, and unless NASCAR goes there, because, you know, the world centers around NASCAR. Papanow coming a little sideways into that turn one under braking there to try to get under Hayes. As the world centers around NASCAR, especially here in the iRacing world, I don't think we're going to see Pikes Peak. Hahn on the outside of Papanow getting a good run. He actually got a pass on Darling, so he's moving on up. He is into trying to move on up here, just like the Jeffersons. The P6. But now we're getting into the time where these tires are probably, the guys are like, man, I really want these tires off my car. Brad Hahn actually has the newest tires of the top 10. He stopped at lap 120, or 122 laps ago at lap 12. And he has the newest tires, believe it or not. But if you can think of some other tracks, I'm not big on the short track circuit, so I'm not sure out there what is out there short track wise that people would like to see. But definitely Pikes Peak International. Outside of the U.S., you have the Euro Speedway and Rockingham, UK. My understanding is Rockingham might be partially scanned. That would be nice to get. The Calder Thunderdome down in Australia, which is, I think, a mile-and-a-half quad oval, I think. I have to go back and look that up. That would be cool to see. I forget the name of it. I have to look back up. The track in Argentina is basically a less, as I call it, a less roided up version of the iRacing Super Speedway. It's 2.8 mile paperclip shaped oval with Michigan banking, and it exists. It's really down there. It's for real. Right now they just use it for local and club racing, but back in 1971, USAC Indy cars went there for a doubleheader. Both were won by Allenser Sr., but they were getting to pretty incredible speeds, at least on the 71 cars. I'd love to see that. Again, pipe dreaming here. I mean, one of the major, I guess, what iRacers says they can and can't do is they really want to scan things in, which they did scan in Chicago, but they did not scan in iRacing Super Speedway. And iRacing Super Speedway kind of opens Pandora's box of things that they can do, things that, you know, maybe that the user base will tolerate. So we are at lap 142 now, starting that of 175, as we're rapidly going to the second half of this race big time, as this long green run has currently been many laps in progress. So he's coming up to Harrelson. This is going to get him up to now 9th spot into the top 10 here, as he's lapped that high. After Harrelson, there's only 8 cars left on the lead lap. Sean Hayes, which has fallen back to P8, would be next in line. He's a little ways up the track. There he is. Exit of P2 while everyone's going in, or turn 2 while everyone's going into turn 1. Harrelson's now down a lap, so Hayes is next target, as Brinkley is rapidly putting a waxing on this field other than P2. Josh, is Josh just hanging out, biding his time, or what? We'll see. If not, we'll definitely ask him, was he giving it all he has? 30 laps to go. There is the caution, and there is Michael Lemieux in the grass in turn 3 and 4. It is. Let's take a look at this. This is definitely going to be pit stops for everybody. Oh, wow. I'm not quite sure what the call is there, but either way, we're under caution. A little bit of Brinkley, a little bit of Lemieux on that one. We are now under caution. Back up to the front. This is going to be pit stops for the leaders. Let's watch here. Some guys are going to stay out. Got the Jet coming in out. He is also, I guess they're sharing that spot. That is interesting. Very interesting. Interesting. The Jet gets away quicker. Wonder why. He did stop earlier. Did he not just decide to take fuel and maybe no tires? Trying to see here. No, I think he took tires. I thought you only got one set. I could be wrong though. So we have a new leader, and it is number 10 of Eric Papanow, who has opted not to stop. He might be a lap down. Let's see here. We're trying to keep track of everybody. I don't think he was. Now he's going to stop. Coming in with Leo's, coming in with Coddle. I think he was trying to get points for leading a lap there. A lot of smoke coming off the Coddle car there. Go to one side of the car only for tires, maybe? I was not paying attention. Yeah, I only see one side of the tires getting changed on that car. Interesting. Well, that makes Kosick your leader. Brett the Jet stays on out. Hayes is going to get the wave around there for the lucky dog. So we are now 25 to go. Yeah, staying on the track topic, in a perfect world, if they can, I'd like to see him rescan or do something about Indianapolis in its original configuration, and that's with the prior to '93. That would be cool. And if they do that, then that opens the door for Ontario, because remember, Ontario, California. The speedway out there was an exact model version of exact remake of Indianapolis, right down to some of the finer details. It was an exact copy of Indianapolis, and that would be really cool, especially if you're into historical racing like I am with USAC and Indy cars and whatnot. NASCAR ran there, and we're getting ready to go green here, and there goes Kosick. NASCAR ran there also as well, so that'd be really good for the NASCAR side of things. Riverside would be really cool too. Yellow again, yellow again, yellow again. And is that Richard Pruitt? Not quite sure where the yellow was. Let's see here. Okay, so Leo and Beasley. Looks like Beasley's already into the wall. Cox is going to be a part of this, whether he likes it or not, here in a second. See, Beasley, he just kind of loses it on his own there. Yeah, he's on the new tires too. Yep, catches it, caught it, brings it around, and oof. All right. So everybody up at the front has stopped. If you want to talk about tracks that they have, existing tracks that are copies that they can probably work off, I think they can probably redo, they can do Texas World Speedway, which is a 2-mile oval, very similar to Michigan. I'd like to see an original configuration of Atlanta. That'd be cool. Just the straight 1.5-mile paperclip oval. I like to see the original Homestead. I like to see version 2 of the Homestead, which was just a flat paperclip oval. I like to see the original version of Las Vegas, which was a flat tri-oval before they gave it banking. A lot of stuff out there I'd like to see that iRacing could do to make things more interesting if they wanted to. My wallet's open, and I'm willing to pay. So hook me up, iRacing. Let's do some stuff. Otherwise, I mean, you can still race in the some of the other R Factor and some of these other, but really I like the graphics here. I think the graphics and the realism looks a lot better than some of those other sims. Although some other people swear by them, I'm not going to badmouth them or anything like that. But I definitely would like to see them in iRacing, that's for sure. Although I could see Disney World being a tough track to license, because it's going to have the name Disney in it. Of course, anything that features the mouse is going to be expensive if you have children and you've been there and you know. Am I right? I did go to the second race, IndyCar race that they had there back in '97. That was a time. So we are getting ready to go green here as Kosek's taking no gambles, taking a very defensive high line into turn 3, 4, gets some wheel spin, and looking right there, Brett the Jet, although he's not going to be able to hold that position as Blaze Brinkley gets underneath him, pulls off the pass with the newer tires. Actually, Brett does have new tires on. Chuck Darling is also involved in this fight. Yeah, Blaze, good jump by Josh, but Blaze got some tire spin coming there off of turn 4 at the restart on those new tires. These Hoosier tires are probably, if we're going to talk about compound hardness, probably some of the hardest compound tires, racing tires, that at least I know about, at least in the fender card categories. Nothing like the sponges that IndyCar puts on or Formula One. Lap 161 of 175 coming to lap 162. Here's your leader. Here's your battle. You have the two guys that have led all night long, along with the points leader in P3. So all of a sudden, the points leader somehow made his way up into the podium position, hanging out here. He's now ahead of all his points rivals that they were ahead of him before the pit cycle. I just don't think either has a damage or he has the pace to catch these two. These two are going to probably have to wreck each other. We're getting down to witching hour here. This race it's been a pretty quick night after a pretty slow start in the heat races. Got a little bumpy in the early starts of especially the first 50 laps of this race were kind of bumpy. But man, once they got going and got settled out there, they showed a great deal of restraint and control and great manners. All the lap traffic was pretty much racing hard, but getting out of the way when they had to the leaders. Remember, leaders remember that because it's ever a reverse situation. Believe me, they will give you the room if you're the leader, and I was the lap car. You gave me the room prior. Scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's how it goes. If you don't, I'm going to make it hard as all get out. Like Kosek might have got a little into the turn 2 exit wall there. Saw a little bit of sparks. Not sure if that was netcode talking. We are now at 8 laps to go. Here's your leaders. And we are caution on the racetrack. Not sure who. Is it Cottle? Maybe Cottle. No? Let's real quick cycle through. Ah. If I can get through here again. Yeah, let's get back to live. It's looks like we got a spinner coming off at 2. Really don't want to try to track that down right now as we're getting to probably a green-white checker, and that's where we want to set up our coverage on right now. I'm not sure who that was.
Channel switched.
As we're getting ready to get into the interview room. So I think this is going to be a green-white checker. Let's see what happens here. Excuse me, we're sipping on the Southern Sweet Tea here when we're down in the south. Hot night here In Virginia, currently 82 degrees. Track temp, 75-degree ambient. Track should have plenty of grip at this point. Definitely has been rubbered in, that's for sure. So it's Josh Cossack, Blaze Brinkley, Brett Hahn, Chuck Darling, David Payton, Sean Hayes, Josh Cottle, Seth Harrelson, Andrew Payne, Mike Witt, and I believe Tim Rogers, last week's winner, is going to get the lucky dog. I think. I don't know if he hasn't already. He is showing a lap down currently. I don't know the rules here, if they're going to allow that inside of 3 to go. We are 1 to green, so it is going to be a de facto green-white checker. Let's check this out. We've seen some pretty exciting finishes in this series with some green-white checker and some last-minute sprints. Here we go. Oh, big jump by Josh, but Brinkley's not letting him get away. Brinkley and Josh in the 1. Right behind them is Brett. Brett is hoping for a mistake on these two. He's not able to keep up the pace. Down the backstretch, Cossack and Brinkley are neck and neck, nose to tail. Here they come out of turn 4. It's going to take a bump or it's going to take a mistake for Brinkley to make his way around Josh. Let's see what's happening. Final lap down the backstretch into turn 3. Brinkley's going to try to send it. It's not going to quite get there. Off of corner number 4 for his first win of the series. Josh Cossack, Brinkley second, and Brett the Jet. What a great points day. What a great comeback. P3. Wow. Wow, what a finish. I'm sure we're going to see some donuts here. Yep, donuts time. Time to make the donuts. Let's take a look at the final results. Your podium is Josh Cossack. Again, I'm going to apologize. I will get him to tell me his exact, how you say his last name correctly. Blaze Brinkley, Brett Hahn, Brett the Jet there, P3, your points winner, our points leader. That is a championship effort right there. That might be what clinched it for him. We'll see. Your top 5 is Chuck Darling and Sean Hayes. Your top 10 is Josh Connell, Andrew Payne, Seth Harrelson, David Payton, and Mike Witt. Your top 15, Nick Fleury, Tim Rogers, Nathan Henry, Jamie Beasley, and Drew Cox. Top 20 here as we refresh. There we go. Michael Lemieux, Richard Pruitt, Skip Gandy, Leo Lortz, and Eric Papadow and P20 there. Your top 25, Jackson Lewis, Eric Hahn, John DeMeester, Kyle Eli, and, well, these 25th doesn't count, but 26th, Blake, he does count. He is credited for 26th. That is your top 26 there. And let's take a look and see if we can't find Brett the Jet. Here is he. Here he is. I'm going to bring him down in here.
User was moved to your channel.
Well, when you're going to look back on this season, Brett, I think if there's any championship possibilities in your future, this might be the championship effort that clinched it for you. You were just seemed to be marred in the mid-pack all race long. You made your way up in the top 10. Lo and behold, you are on the podium at the end of this thing. And hey, what? Goal completed. You're talking to me one more time.
Oh, yeah, Gary, I tell you what, this one was a stressful one for sure. By lap 30, I had 16x. And you get disqualified, so removed from the race at 21. So I had about 5x to play with through the last 140 or so laps.
Wow, zero margin of error there. It did seem like you were playing ping pong a lot, not necessarily being the paddle, but necessarily being the ball there, especially on the exit of turn 4. Um, just wrong place, wrong time, maybe?
Yeah, for sure, Gary. I tell you what, I'm in a little bit different setup. I actually traveled a couple thousand miles to see my grandparents. Of course, since being the points leader, I got to take my iRacing rig with me. So I'm on a single screen. So I think my perception out the right side wasn't as good, but I tried to cut as low as I could many of times, and it seemed like someone always gave me a 4x, and I felt a little bit bad. I came over all teams and said, "Let's simmer it down, guys, here." But
Well, that's a lot to say about that. There's, as I like to say, there's everybody has their iRacing comfort zone, and when they can really play it on their own home field, and when they have all their gear and their surroundings around them, that's when they can race at their most effectiveness, or when they're most effective. That says something that when you're not in your natural surroundings, that you can still bring it home third. Says a lot to your racecraft. So congratulations. I know I don't want to give you a championship cup early, but as I like to say, as championship efforts go, you look back and you say, hey, there's one effort that really sealed the deal. I think tonight might have been that night. Don't want to jinx anything. We're going to a road course next week. Actually, I think we got, is it next week? Or we got next week we're going to the road course. Your thoughts on getting onto the road course before the end of the season?
I tell you what, Gary, the last year or so on road courses, I come a long way on iRacing, so I am for sure looking forward to it, and I think it should be an awesome race. I'm looking forward to racing all these guys and doing a little turning left and turning right.
Yeah, same here. I'm looking forward to the race. Well, congratulations again. Awesome, stellar race. Like I said, this is how championship efforts are won. Anybody like to say hi to, shout out to while we have you here?
Of course, Gary, first and foremost, gotta thank the crew chief on that two-tire stop to get me inside the podium there. That was an awesome call. Gotta thank my dad. He did a couple lap series out here in Rhode Island. Of course, my grandparents for letting me hang out in their house and do this tonight. Uh, all the Brett the Jet fans tuning in through my Facebook and on YouTube. Glad I could talk to you and get another interview of the year, Gary. And of course, you, the admins here at ASRC, and of course Frito Lay and Luke Oil.
Right, get all those sponsors in there. Well, again, 2 races to go, and we got an off week in there as well. Get practice up on turning right, and we will see you at Lime Rock.
Yep, sounds good, Gary. Take care, and take care, everyone watching at home.
As we try to get him back into a
User
channel there.
was moved out of
There he
your
goes.
channel.
Let's take and see if Blaze is around here. There he is.
User was moved to your channel.
Hey Blaze, P2, good effort. Just kind of ran out of time and space. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I feel like I put together the best race I could have. I don't think I could have really done anything different. It's just how the cards fell, I guess. Good job to Josh, though. He's one of my teammates, so I was happy to see him win it. Glad we pulled off the 1-2, but
Just wished it was the other way around, kind of.
yeah, that one stung pretty good after leading and being that dominant, but oh well.
Were you disappointed then when that? I mean, this is short track racing, so you know the cautions are going to come out. But that last run was looking pretty promising, and maybe even would have been green to the finish there because that last caution. I mean, it was. You know, it might have been overlooked if it wasn't for probably the cars staying in the racing line too much. But it was kind of a borderline caution because I think they kept, at least they were going to the inside of the track and not back out to the racing surface. Did you think that if that went green, continued going green, that it probably would have been your race then at that point?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, me and Josh were on the same page with each other all race. I mean, right there, I mean, the tires were so killed anyways. Everyone was just holding on anyways. I'm not real sure how I lost the lead. It was down pit road, but I don't know how Josh beat me that bad. We both got 4 tires and that's it. So, uh, thanks to iRacing, I guess.
Someone's getting fired on the virtual crew. If it's any consolation, Purple Lap of the Night 15887. I know it's not. I think you'd rather have the win. Next week, going to Lime Rock. Will we see you next week? And what do you like on the road course?
I don't think I've ever driven a super on a road course, so we'll see how that goes.
Uh-oh. Unexplored waters. Okay, well, good luck to you. I haven't driven one either, and I can only imagine they're probably a handful. But I also hear that they handle remarkably well for what they are on the road course. While we have you here, congratulating you on your P2 and everything. Anybody at home you like to shout out, say hi to?
Yeah, I gotta thank Jacob Hefner. He keeps me looking good. JHGD Wraps.
All right. With that said, congratulations on the P2. Hope to see you next week at Lime Rock. But until then, you have yourself a good week.
All right, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
And then let's bring in the kind of gave me two things and stopped. I'm like, oh, okay, that's it. All right. Man, a few words. Well, let's see if the winner has any more words. Bringing them on into the interview room.
User was moved to your channel.
All right, Josh. First things first, though. Kosick or Cossack?
It's Cossack.
Cossack. Okay. I have a friend that says it another way. So I was kind of tossing it up in the air. Sorry if I butchered it too bad, but if it's any consolation, hey, you won the race, so it doesn't really matter what your name is. Tonight, you're a winner. Tell us about your race, and how in the heck did you get out of that pit so much faster than P2?
I mean, the race was really good. I can't thank Tanner enough for providing a really good setup. Like, these things were so stable all night, even on the long run. They just got a little bit snug there through that long run. I was running probably about a half second off Blaze there throughout that long run. But I mean, I don't really know how I did it, because I was confused. I thought Blaze had already left the pits, and then he said, "What the heck?" And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "You came out first, and I came out fourth," which two of the guys ended up taking 2 tires, and I had to come back down and get their other 2. But yeah, I'm honestly really confused about that too. I kind of feel like I robbed that one from Blaze, but I mean, all in all, it was a really good team effort by us. He's my team owner, and I can't thank him enough for racing me clean and all that.
Yeah, rule 1 of racing your teammate is don't wreck your teammate, and rule 2 is see rule 1. So you guys did each other justice there. Will we see you next week at Lime Rock, and what are your experiences on the road course?
I'm the same as Blaze. I've never driven one of these things on a road course. I'd like to think I'm fairly decent in everything else on a road course, but we'll just have to see.
Again, it looks like we're going to have a lot of unexplored territory for most of the field next week, so we'll see. It's going to be exciting. So next week at Lime Rock here on Race First. So P1, first win of the season. Congratulations. Hey, go enjoy it. Anybody you'd like to shout out to, say hi to before we let you go?
Yeah, I can't thank my team owner enough. Blaze Brinkley and Jacob Effner. They keep me looking good on the racetrack. Jacob on the paint side of things and setup side of things. So can't thank them enough. The whole team back at Brinkley Effner Racing, and pretty much just everybody that helps me get here. And you for the broadcast, and Tanner for providing a good lead.
Oh, it's easy work for me. You guys are doing the hard work. So thanks a lot. Thanks for putting on a good show, and we'll catch you next week.
Yep, thank you.
User was moved out of your channel.
All right, and that is it. Let's we'll look at the standings one more time, and then we will also look at the schedule one more time. So your winner, we just spoke with him, is Josh. Your podium is Brinkley and Hahn as well. And your top 5 is Darling and Hayes. Your top 10, Cottle, Payne, Harrelson, Payton, and Witt. Top 15, Fleury, Rogers, Henry, Beasley, and Cox. Top 20, Lemieux, Pruitt, Gandy, Orts, Happenow. Top 25, Lewis, Hahn, Eric, the Meester, Ely, not me, and Lothian. You know, we'll figure out one way or another how to say this guy's name. Again, many apologies. So that rounds out the field for tonight. It's an interesting night, a difficult night for a lot of folks. We got some connection issues. We've had some issues with this update today. You name it, it's just been one of those nights. So the schedule, once more, this is it. We're down to 2. Next week's the penultimate event. We're going to turn left and right at Lime Rock in Connecticut before moving on to the finale after an off week at Nashville Speedway at the fairgrounds, not the new Super Speedway, for 200 laps. So again, we want to thank you for watching the American Sim Racing Club by Luke Oil and their Super Late Model Series sponsored by Frito-Lay. Tonight here on Raceverse, as we've just completed 175 laps at Langley, where Josh Kosick is your winner. I want to remind you, if you like what you see here at the American Sim Racing Club, make sure to search them out on iRacing and apply to join the league. Find them on Facebook, and you can join their community and start networking with their drivers today. Also, while you're here, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Raceverse on YouTube. Also, follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. And folks, that's really going to do it. Can't really say much. It was a great race. It was a great race. Great night. Good green flag racing. Some, I think we might have seen the championship effort that sealed it tonight. Don't know. We'll look back on the season to see if tonight's the night or not. But for Raceverse, I'm Gary Gazzo from Langley Speedway and the American Sim Racing Club. Your winner, Josh Kosick. Good night.